I have been neglecting this garden, but it is currently sleeping, or it's in its resting phase, which is much like me these days. I've got to go in and gather up all of these seeds, and my goal while I go take a walk is to sprinkle a little bit of echinacea everywhere I go, because this is one plant that I very much love, not only for its beauty, because it draws in our gorgeous pollinators, but it also is one of my favorite medicinal herbs to use to help boost your immune system. And it does so much more. The bad part is I forgot my basket to be able to put it in, so we're gonna do the best that we can. Absolutely the best that we can. I actually think that I might have a basket in the high tunnel because I have a lot more seeds to spread, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. I thought that I had an extra basket up here in this high tunnel, but I think I left it all in the apothecary. So hi, my name is Kaylee. Welcome back to the Honeystead. If you are new here, I sometimes forget what all the things that I have to get done. We got a lot to get done, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. Oh my gosh, Tiger! Get Tiger! What are you doing up there? Cat! Well, we added 2 new kitties to the homestead. Hold on. Okay. Hi. Before I get too far into my daily chores, I do want to say a special thanks to Birch Living for sponsoring this video. They are having an end of the year sale, and I cannot believe that it is almost the end of 2024. Where has this time gone? But this time of year, I'm definitely slowing down a little bit more, and I'm definitely snuggling in a little bit more. And because it's getting darker earlier, I feel like I am super excited to hit my mattress after my daily chores, after the things that I have to get done. And if you guys have been following my story, you probably know that I've shared very much that sleep is a huge part of healing. That is how our body is allowed to reset and recoup and renew so that we can get up and get going for the next day. These 2 kitties better not knock over my camera while I'm talking to you about this mattress. I love the fact that my mattress is made from organic material like wool. I know that that sounds crazy. I know people would sit there and be like, what? You're actually sleeping on a wool mattress? 100% yes, I am. It really does regulate our body temperature, and unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool actually makes it hypoallergenic from both allergen and mildew, which also contributes to a completely better sleeping environment for both my husband and I. And they don't use any harsh chemicals or polyurethane foams that could potentially off-gas while you're sleeping, so you'd actually be sleeping on a better quality mattress. My husband and I have had our mattress well over a year, I feel like, at this point, and we both cannot complain one bit about our mattress. It was also super convenient to order. All I had to do was hop online, pick out the mattress that my husband and I both wanted. We ordered it. It came in the mail fairly quickly. As soon as it came, I brought it into the house and unboxed it stubbornly all by myself, which I will admit, I did open it up upside down. My apologies, but I'm sure it's gonna happen to the best of us that actually do this, so oops, I did have to wait for him to help me flip it over, but by that night, my husband and I were both sleeping on it, and we slept so sound. And definitely the best mattress that my husband and I have had in our 19 years of marriage as of in a couple of months. If you're a little worried about ordering a mattress online and wondering if it's possibly going to work for both you and your significant other, I will say they have a 100-night free sleep trial along with free shipping to definitely make it a little bit more convenient and possibly calm any uneasiness about ordering a mattress without trialing it first. It also comes with a free 25-year warranty. And to celebrate another year that's gone by, they're offering a 25% off coupon to any of my viewers. You can visit the URL link down below, or you can scan that QR code that's going to be here on this screen. It's been a great mattress, especially this time of year for me, who feels like they are in hibernation mode. So again, thank you Birch Living for sponsoring this video. We've got a bunch of stuff to do, so come on, let's go. Well, hello. Come here. I'm probably going to get a little bit sidetracked with this video, so just bear with me. We don't get to do this that often, and it's been a while since I've taken you into my garden, even though it is sleeping. I'm not going to say that it's not alive, but it is sleeping right now. And sleep is such a really important part of everything, even with us. You know, I look at this time of year and I look at what sleep does for us. And this is that time where all of the plants, you know, energy essentially is going back down into its foundation, which is the soil. And so for me, this is my time where I actually kind of rest. I rest from the hustle and the bustle of the farm. I rest from, you know, doing the things, and I curl up in my bed and I love it. It's needed. So it's okay if you're not always going and doing. Sometimes this period of quiet and being dormant is needed. I know for the garden it is. I know for the bees it is. I know that everything tends to just get a little bit still this time of year, even though there's so many things to do with the holidays and traveling and family and gatherings. It is still very important for you, for your health, to pause and to get quiet. And so that is kind of what this video was going to be today, I feel like, is just you guys pausing with me and getting quiet and, you know, looking at the things that are not quite, you know, beautiful in the garden. But again, this garden is kind of perfectly imperfect. And I have work to do. But right now it's doing better for all the little buggies that are living in it. And my cat better not knock this over. This perfectly imperfect phase where everything is kind of not lush and not beautifully green. I also have a cow that I feel like is watching us. Hi, Ellie. The life on the farm with a bunch of animals, which are a huge part of my life. You know, these two boys are the latest additions. They were both rescues. They're brothers. We rescued them from the Humane Society from a not great situation. I don't want to get into all the details, but pretty much they've been at the SPCA for a year. And they're 7 years old. And we felt like they deserved a good home. And so they are now my new farm garden kitties. Mr. Gray was a huge part of a lot of my garden videos a couple of years ago, but you know, he was quite old, lived a really good life, and so it's been quiet without him in the garden. And so I've wanted two cats that kind of act like dogs, and I 100% got two cats that acted like dogs. Ellie. Hi, Ellie. I don't quite want her licking the camera. Alright, I've got to run to the apothecary to grab a basket, but before I do, I'm going to head up to the barn. I've got to pull out some beef bones for some bone broth that I plan on making this week. We are in this weird season where it is not super cold, but it's coming, and so having that bone broth not only helps warm up my body in the morning, but it's so nourishing to my gut. That is also a huge part of my own health. story. So bones, basket. While we're up in the apothecary, I actually have an echinacea tincture that we need to press out. Hopefully I have all the stuff. We'll go do all of that. This is just gonna be a day. I'm taking y'all with me. While I'm up here in my office, I did want to just talk to you really quickly about my mushroom blend that we advertised and essentially have sold out of very quickly. A lot quicker than what I initially thought. You guys definitely have blown my mind on that. Within the first week, I realized that, okay, we need to get the ball rolling and go ahead and get the batch number 2. So the batch number 2 has been in the process. I did just find out that we're probably going to be back in stock like early to mid next month. If it comes sooner, I will definitely share with you guys. Now I have some on stock for the people who have subscribed for their monthly subscription. So I'm trying to make sure that I fill orders for the ones who have subscribed, and then also keeping some on hand for the just in case if it goes missing in the mail, which unfortunately has happened a little bit. Now, we worked through some of our kinks with this last order, last batch, and I think this next one, I'm so pumped. I essentially doubled my order so that this next batch, I'm gonna try to stay a lot more ahead of it to where I don't go and run out and go out of stock. But in the beginning, I didn't quite know how what they would think. I didn't quite know what, I've essentially fallen in love with my mushroom blend, but I don't want to be biased. And then of course my friends and people who I've been supporting like here locally. So offering it out to the world has just blown my mind. So it is going to be coming. You all still are blowing me away. I have, reading all the reviews, I think just my mouth dropped. So I've been wanting to share that. I completely forgot on the last video. People have been emailing and I am putting in a response there. And then I did make a note on my website. So it is coming. The next batch, we have doubled it. I'm probably going to try to stay, within the first week, going ahead and just doing this constant order, just to stay ahead of everything and make sure that everyone is able to get it, that orders it. So yes, it is coming. But on another note, I do have some of our custom hive tools that are actually available right now on our website, and I've been filling orders and making sure that they can get out so people can actually get them for Christmas and holidays. So if you guys are looking for a fun Christmas gift for a beekeeper, our hive tools are pretty cool. But all of that is on our website, and I'll put that in the description so you guys can take a look and see some of the other things that we have as of now. But the mushrooms are coming. They are coming. This is going to be the next space that my husband and I have on our list to finish. This room right here is going to be my processing area between honey and other things. I think it's going to be a really useful room. I haven't really taken you guys up here. It's been a bit, because life, but essentially my goal for this space is to create a space that when I'm doing my bulk processing, it is going to be up here. I was talking with a few of my girlfriends and I was asking them if they wanted to come and be a part of this and join me here in the space, and we can, do a day of canning or a day of pasta making or making bulk products that we all could utilize, whether it's cleaning supplies. This space is essentially going to be kind of that communal space, food prep or just building a community here. And so yeah, I think there's gonna be more. There's definitely gonna be more to come, but I know that my husband and I have got some projects that we've got to tackle, and our attention has kind of shifted many gears between finishing out, you know, things. And I know in one of the next videos, at least for the people who've kind of been hanging around with me for a little while, like, I think you'll understand my excitement. The new people who maybe this is your first video, you might not necessarily know the full story, but we will share the story soon. So this is next. So I made this fresh echinacea tincture back in July with some of the beautiful flower heads, and I have it soaking in 100 proof vodka, which is a fresh plant. You know, it's basically like a 1-to-2 ratio. You just put the herbs in, pour the alcohol over top, and normally I actually take it and like blend it up in a blender, but I just thought that it was so beautiful in the jar that I wanted to kind of leave it whole, where I just gathered some of the fresh flowers and then essentially just poured my vodka directly over. I have some cheesecloth, my sieve, and a measuring cup for me to go ahead and pour this directly over. I've let this sit in a cool, dark space since July, and then every time I come up here, I shake my jars. But I'm in the process of kind of straining out a lot of our products that we have made over the summer months. Normally I would let it sit for 4 to 8 weeks. We're still good. I'm good with it. But I'm just going to go ahead and pour it out. I'm gonna have to do this in sections because obviously this is only so big, but I'm using my cheesecloth to catch any of the bits, and I need a plate because I'm gonna make a mess. So I'll be right back, hold on. I probably could use a discard as well, so I'll probably have to walk away. But this was vodka, and you can see how much of the plant matter has pulled out of it based off of the color. It's rich. It has, it definitely pulled some of the echinacea flower smell as well. Now these were beautiful purple flowers, and now they're not, which I think is also pretty interesting. Now, I have amber colored bottles that I will essentially pour this into. However, I need to order more because I've run out of my big bottles. And this is a question that I get asked quite often, so I'm just going to share this with you because you're going to probably run into this at some point, like me, who maybe accidentally did not do my inventory like I should have a couple of weeks ago, but that's okay. This is life. So I have essentially an empty mason jar, half-gallon size mason jar. I use quarts, I use pints, I use half gallons. Those are my top size mason jars. But essentially what a tincture is the extraction of the chemical constituents that are in this plant matter, and you're harnessing it in this liquid form at a very concentrated amount, so that when you take this, you're getting all of the medicinal properties that the echinacea offers. Now, echinacea is an immune stimulant, so it's going to stimulate your immune system. I would not take this all the time because it can overact your immune system, and your body does need to kind of settle, and actually you don't need to overstimulate it is what I'm saying. So when I take it for about 10 days roughly at a time, because essentially if you feel something coming on, if there might be a potential infection, you want to give yourself a boost, but you don't want to overdo it. So this is just going to give me that little bit of a boost, or give my family members or somebody in need as they need it. Nope, gonna make a mess. I should have just known that I just needed to, you know, maybe I need a pouring class 101, just like we're gonna just pour slowly. This is just me. There's nothing I'm going to design. It's this. I'm gonna blame it on this. I really just need to design my own kitchenware. That is what I need. But my goal is to get as much liquid out as possible. So what I'm gonna do is first do this, and then this is what I'm gonna, after I get all the liquid out, then I'm just gonna squeeze as much out as possible. I'm also catching any of the little bits that I don't necessarily want to mix in. So I'm just gonna let this sit upside down for just a little bit, but I am going to squeeze everything out. But due to timing and the fact that I have to go drive down the road and I have to be careful about what I smell like afterwards, I'm gonna come back up here in a little bit after I do my errands. But I wanted to actually talk to you because you see that I'm putting this in a glass jar and not actually in an amber colored bottle jar or a tinted jar. Now I use amber colored bottles because what it actually does is it prevents the sunlight from actually breaking down the plant's medicinal properties that are in this. If this was sitting in the sun, that's what would end up happening. Now, because I'm using a glass jar for right now, I'm actually gonna store it back in my cabinet in a cool, dark area out of direct sunlight. Now, the apothecary genuinely does stay fairly dark, so I'm not too concerned about it. I'm gonna label this. What is it? It's echinacea. I used a 1:2 ratio, meaning it was a fresh plant matter. I had 100 proof vodka in it, and then also the date. This is going to last for about 5 years in a tincture form. If you want to learn a little bit more about herbalism, I do have a home apothecary course that's available. And I also have some ebooks and a bunch of other things, but essentially echinacea, that is such a good immune boost. But think of it as a boost. It is a quick boost when you need it. It's like your front pocket, like, oh no, something's coming on and I need to go ahead and like get this in my system now so that your body is able to help fight, but not for so long. For this, a dose would be a dropper full. Up to 3 times a day for, like I said, like 10 days, you know, 10 days max for me. I've seen anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks, but that is a little bit more about echinacea. Now, I've got to run back down, grab my basket. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish harvesting some of those echinacea flowers at this moment, so I might have to save it for another day because it looks like it's starting to rain. But so be it. I'm gonna practice the pause and just kind of let my day do what it's supposed to do. This is life. But essentially what I plan on doing is having that whole hillside just planted with echinacea and wildflowers and just let it grow feral, wild, kind of like me. I have now feel like I've dubbed myself the name the feral housewife because I don't really fit into a category on many things, but my honeybees love it and that's why we're going to plant more of it. And then plus it is so good for your immune system, especially when you need it. But I'll definitely grab the camera when I go to make my homemade bone broth. We'll talk more about that and why it's so good for your gut. So as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye guys.